Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. I decided I'd turn the camera on for this. I am going slowly, but I decided I would turn the camera on and kind of, this is more of a, because I'm working this out as I go kind of thing. I'm working on a cover. And as I'm working on the cover, I'm thinking, I probably should have been videotaping this, even if it was just, for my own purposes, so I could figure out what I did next time I want to do it. I'm hoping I'll remember. So I'm going to kind of just say what I did. I covered two pieces of like thin corrugated cardboard. It actually comes from a brownie mix box. So you could see that. That was just the top tab, but I'm using that as my spacer. I covered it with this really nice, not real thick, I can show you, it's like fabric-y, not really thick, faux suede leather, which is really, really pretty. So I covered the front and back cover with that. I have papers for inside, but I haven't put them in yet because I'm not sure as I'm piecing things together. This was, I'm making a rounded spine. I'm hoping you can see this. This is a paper towel roll, or in Europe you call it a kitchen paper roll. I think you call it kitchen paper, and we call it paper towels, mostly I think here in the US. I cut it down to size. I did not, this is the actual size of the roll. I just cut it. I did a inch flap on either side, as you can see here. And then whatever this was left is what it was left, because I knew I wanted this to be a really big, thick journal. This is going to be, this is going to take me a while to finish. Probably. So I'll be working on it in spits and spurts, but I wanted to do the cover because I have stuff that I wanted to use in this journal, both on the cover and in the journal itself, stuff that I had gotten from BB Craft a while back, and because of my year being the way it was, I haven't gotten a chance. I did the unboxing video for the BB Craft items that I had, but I did not do a video yet for them, so I owed that. So one of the things I got from BB Craft were these die cuts, basic shapes. I got this lace, which is also going to be used on here. If you remember, if you've been watching my videos, I had said I'm doing a like contrasting videos, the feminine with more masculine. So I've got leather, I've got lace. Now if you're into Pink Floyd. Anyway, and Stevie Nicks, I'm not, but I know the song because it was on the radio. So I'm doing a lot of feminine with a lot of more masculine. And the other thing I have, which I think is down here, let's see if I can find it, yes, is this. This is another thing that I will be using. Let me put it on the lace so you can see it a little bit better. It's a suede. It really matches that nicely, and it's studded with silver on it. So I'll be using this as trim in this as well. All of this will be used on the cover. So probably won't be finished. I'm sure it won't be finished today, but I will hopefully in another video or two get it done. So that being said, so what I did here, so this ended up being, I think, a 3 1/4 inch spine from here to here, which of course is not going to be, quite that thick because it's rounded. Okay, I did line it with Tyvek, so that keeps it good and strong here, and I have wrapped now the spine, the outside of the spine, with the suede leather faux stuff. These are actually the glue lines from where the paper towels were attached to the roll. So I thought that looked pretty. They were 2 stripes. So what I did was just put the glue down, and I used twine, which I put away, but I just did a glue line, laid the twine down, did the next glue line, laid the twine down, and let that all dry. I did all, they were 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 strips, so 6 ribs all together. And I started from the middle. In here, I glued here, and then I glued the strings, the twine, and on either side of it, and a little above and below it. I folded this in half and laid it across, so I'd have pretty much equal distance, almost. Remember my eyes. Have pity on me here a little bit. It's not quite that even. And I just kind of worked my way out. I did one side, and then I switched to the other side to give that side a chance to rest. And what I did was, let me find my bone folder. So I glued it down, I glued the stuff in, and then I would push in here, and as I pushed with my nail along the edge here, I'd push in the middle between the two strings like this, and then I turn it around and I did the other side. I'd push with, well, what's left of my nail, bone folder in between the two pieces of twine and my finger, and I just kept working it and working it and working it and working it to try to make these dents. Now, my intention is, maybe, I don't know, to do these in gold, to make to paint the ribs gold, which I think would look really pretty. There's a lot of them, so I'm not sure yet, but the book is going to be quite ornate. The only thing is, right now with my eyes, I don't really think I could do it. I don't think I could do it neatly. Where I think things should be isn't necessarily where things should be. So even with this, I'm trying to take my time. So anyway, that's how I've done this so far. I flipped this over, I cut off some excess, and you can see how straight I'm cutting. But I just wanted to flip it over the edges because it doesn't really it gives a little bit more bulk, it gives a little bit more security, but because I'm doing this as I go, I'm not sure where the papers are going to go for the inside of the cover. I didn't want the edge of this flap showing, and then have to figure out something else to do. So if it doesn't show, no harm, no foul. If it does show, then it is covered and it is taken care of. So anyway, that is where I am with that. So at this point, I think what I'm going to do, I have to try to decide, so kind of bear with me a little bit. I want to keep checking to make sure that my camera is recording, because I have been putting some stuff on it. These are the end papers. Now this is the one for the other side. So these are the end papers, and they're going to go in here. So I think what I want to do is I think I want to put these on first. I want to put these on the cover first, not gluing this part down, I think. I'm not sure. This is what I did for the middle of the spine. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, this is just coffee dyed paper, and I just stenciled in Victorian velvet with a stencil, kind of just, it's a long, well, I'll show you. It's a long, skinny stencil like this. I don't know if this is helping. Like this, and I just kind of used two of them, and I just, turned them and filled in spaces and just sort of did it randomly around, so it's kind of a random design. Some places it overlaps a little, some places there's a little space, but that's okay. I just wanted something that when you came to the ends of the signatures, that and there's a separation, that there was something kind of pretty underneath it. So that was my plan there. So I think what I'm going to do, though, I think I'm actually just going to mark this. I'm going to make it the same size. I think this is what I want to do. I think. So let me try to line this up as best as I can here without getting my head in the mess. So, like I said, this is good therapy for me because the doctor says I have to keep my head down. So that's a good thing. So I'm just going to trim here. And what I did on this one, because this comes with this dark here, I used my walnut stain to stain around the other edges and to, do the white on the paper. And same here too, since it was going to be side by side. So what I want to do here is, I've got a mess all over this table. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to trim this part down like that, and who knows what I might want to use that for. I'm going to get my walnut stain again. Oops, sorry. And we're going to redo this edge with the walnut stain. So I'm finding that if I curl this like this, I can get a nice sort of mistier edge on it than if I just leave it straight. That was an accident. One of those nice happy accidents that happen. You're like, oh, look what happened there. All right, let me put that over this way. Okay, so I think what I want to do then is I'm going to trim this a little bit and get my scissors. And I'm going to trim this down. It may not be straight, but again, it's going underneath. It just has to be enough to get underneath the paper. So yeah, it's real straight. All right, this actually isn't too bad, so I think I'm just gonna kind of try to make it a little more even, if that's possible for me. Yeah, you can see I can't tell if I'm above or below what I'm trying to cut. My gauging is a little off. Okay, so I'm going to turn this up then. That's what I'm going to do. And I think what I'm going to do here, because I didn't do what I did on the other ones, and what I did here, if you could see this, I turned the corners in first. So they made these little, you know, points, and then I went around and did the edges. So yeah, so that's sort of how it came out. I put a little glue in each corner. I turned the corner in, you know, a 40 or 90 degree angle, I guess it was, on all four corners, and then I went back and turned the edges in and glued them down. Now, I'm not going to do that with this one. I think what I'm going to do, let me see, I don't want a lot of bulk here. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to cut or do I want to just leave it? I think I'm going to do this. I'm so afraid if I do something it's going to be the wrong thing, because like I said, I'm just working this out in my head. Maybe I will pull this back a little bit. No, I really don't want to do that. I want to get rid of the bulk, but I don't want to have a raw edge. So I think I'm going to leave it, because I really don't want to have that raw edge. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. So what I'm going to do, and what I did along the edges of the, I don't know, I'm hoping this is in frame. What I did along the edges of the front and back cover panels as well was I went along the edge here, just something that I had learned when I was starting out with some scrapbook stuff. They tell you to glue along the edge to kind of help keep it down. I want that out of the way. So again, sorry if I'm being messy, because I'm trying to see, but I'm not always hitting where I belong. So I'm going to glue these down, make that a little bit straighter, and then bring them up. And you remember that you've got this curve here. Well, me and you remember that there's a curve there. Okay. This fabric is working really, really nicely for that, because it's got a sort of give to it a little bit, just like fabric, and it kind of, you know, it works well. So I think I'm going to be all right with that. I may come back and glue those down just a little bit more, but let me get these glued first. My glue down there. Glue that in. And glue that in. And then let's go along this edge. Like I said, my process is going to be slow. I'm actually finding that I can work a little bit better if I take the patch off my eye. It gives me a little better depth perception, if you can believe that, looking at what I'm doing and not being able to see certain things. But yeah, at the moment it's giving me a little bit of a better thing. It's hanging around my neck, the eye patch, but at the moment I'm not wearing it. I still have a lot of blurry vision. Well, it's all blurry. I can see light and dark. I can see basic, some of the color, but it's going to be a while before that comes back. Okay. All right. So that gives us a nice smooth finish all the way around. I want to just smush these down just a little bit more. Hoping you can see what I'm doing here, because I'm not exactly sure how close the camera is. Okay. So that's it. Now there was a little bit of a puncture, a little bit of a hole here in the paper towel holder, but I'm going to put a, what do you call it? Like a book plate. Probably I will use one of Artie Maze's because she has the paper, you know, the digital book plate, rather than an actual book plate, metal that I would do, but I'll probably do something like that there. And the name of this journal, unless I change it, which I doubt, is going to be called A Good Life. And it's going to be like a journal, or sort of, I guess, a scrapbook kind of idea, but not the scrapbook like we know scrapbooks, but more of an old-fashioned kind of idea, where it is supposed to be being passed down from generation to generation for different people to just kind of add things in. So you're going to get photographs from the Victorian days up until probably like the 1940s is about where I'm going to stop, 30s or 40s, probably 30s actually. So from like the mid to late 1800s through the early 1900s and into like the 1930s. It'll be kind of a family heirloom, showing, you know, places people may have traveled. So there'll be postcards or photographs from other countries. They may be documents with other languages, you know, different languages in here. So there might be French, there might be some Italian, there might be, you know, whatever. You might see things that show British things or Italian things or just country things. I started out thinking it was going to be more like a kind of a farm family book, and that could be so, and there's going to be a lot of horse things related to this and stuff like that, but I think I'm thinking I'm going to manage to be able to tie it all in. So okay, so all right, so do I want to put the covers on first? I think I do. Now this is going to be pretty thick, so this is going to, and I am thinking that I want this paper to come over, or would I rather this paper to come over? I do. Okay. I cut this the same size so that the thing would be about the same. This is actually, it looks like it's going to be just a smidge higher, but that's okay. And then this one's going to go here. You know, I think I like it better this way. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna glue this. I'm gonna glue this down to the inside of this. So let's get that done. I'll do it from the sides here, I think. My glue to come down. My husband and I and my son are going to be away. We had this trip planned for quite a while. And then, you know, before my eye thing happened in the first place, we had this trip. Ow, my thumb, my pinky locks up from time to time. To ultimately go down to South Carolina and see my sister and brother-in-law and their daughter. And my son and their daughter are like super best friends. And so he's really looking forward to going. He's actually going to take a train up here from New Jersey on Saturday, and we will leave on Monday morning. And I had already asked the doctor, I said, is this going to be an issue? And he said, no, it's not going to be an issue. I should be fine. Just, you know, follow my instructions and I should be fine. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, but we're going to be gone for, I think 10 days, 9 days, 10 days. On our way down, we're going to be going through West Virginia and Virginia, looking at some properties for when we retire. That's just a long story why we're doing it so early. One of the reasons is because interest rates are so low right now. My husband wants to try to take advantage of that. Oh, you know what? I did that wrong. Let me get a wipey. Can't find them. I'm going to have to try to pull this glue off of here, which is not going to be a happy thing. But you know what? Makes it look more rustic and used, right? That's the plan here. Try to get that over as far as possible. And take this and get the glue out. I'm thinking I had to glue the whole thing down, but I didn't. Okay, I'll get that off too. But that's all right. Just makes it look more ancient and handled. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let me get this little bit of glue out of there. There we go. So we're going to just spend a few days heading, you know, starting to head south. Put that over there. And a little bit of glue on there. Start looking at some properties. So it's very possible we may come back as farm owners. This might be a little high now, but let's see. If I put that, come on, go against that. There we go. Yeah, it might be a little off, but I think I will be okay because I also think I'm going to use lace, a little border, not a pocket. I'm not sure that I'm going to cover this at all. So yeah, okay, so it'll be all right, I think. So we may come back from the trip being farm owners. He wants a small farm in his retirement. I say he wants a small farm in his retirement. I was planning on having a much quieter life than farming, but in any case, so that may be what ends up happening. I don't know, we'll see, but ultimately we will be heading down to South Carolina to visit my family. They were up to see me, of course, at the beginning of my whole eye episode. So that was nice, but it'll be nice to be able to get back down and see them as well. And my niece, of course, well, not of course, but she couldn't come when they came up in the beginning of June, or middle of June. So my son well, my son wasn't up here anyway. He was in New Jersey. So, of course, they didn't get to see each other. Just give that a fold, help the paper go around the crease here, or the fold here. Yeah, this is good and sturdy. This is good and sturdy. I'm very, 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 very pleased. Okay, good. That's good. All right, so that's in. Make sure this is all glued to the edges. And I can come back in and get that. And like I said, I'm probably going to put some lace down on it as well. Let me try to get this. We're not going to be decorating this today. It's like I said, I mostly just wanted to try to give myself the instructions on how I put it together, so that if not if, but because I know I'm really liking the way it looks, I will do this again. Oops. So yeah. So okay. So that's good. So now I'm going to put the covers on. Okay, and I need this. I'm trying to think. I think what I would like to do is, here's my pencil. There it is. I think I would like to use the double stick tape, which is how I glued this down. I glued these down with the double stick tape, with the score tape. So I'm thinking I would want to try to do the same here. I just want to kind of line it up because I don't want to go past that line. So I'm going to get the score tape and put this down. So my computer is on and my volume is up, so it's making dings when one of the people that I follow on YouTube puts up a video. It sends me a notification. I'm going to use a thinner one here. I do not. Alright, I think I can do it. I do have a thinner one, but you know, more narrow. But I think I'm good with this one. Alright. So let's get the other one and do the same. Actually, I probably won't need to mark it because I know how close it came. So we'll just put this one on. Yep. Okay. Put this away, and my camera is attached to this cabinet, so that's probably, if it jiggles a little, that's why, because I'm putting the tape back in the cabinet drawer. Okay, so we'll do that, and that's good. All right, put that one back. Okay. All right, bone folder. Make sure that's down. Making good contact. Same with this one. All right, that's good. Okay. Now, here's where it's going to get tricky. Because you know, when you try to put these down, if this tape even hits a little bit, you have now just chosen where this is going to go. So we need to get my spacer and put that right into this crack and try, I'm trying not to get my head in the camera, so let me stand up here Okay. I think that will be good. Okay. That gives us some room there. All right, now let's spin this around. I'm still standing, trying to, where I could have kind of eyed it sitting down and probably got it right. I could not do that right now, so that was not going to work. All right, so now this one, no, don't stick. All right, let's get the spacer in here and then try to line this up. And we have that. Okay. So that is our cover from the outside thus far. Okay. So that is what it's looking like at this point. So that's what we have. All right, let me flip this over. Just press this down good. Now we're going to take these papers and they're going to go in here. Okay, a little higher than I would have wanted it, but I put this paper a little higher than I would have wanted it. So let me just try to, I think I'm going to turn it this way, guys, so I can see it just a little bit better. Okay. All right, I'm going to put that in there. So I'm going to start by just gluing part of this down, and then I'll come back and kind of do the rest. So, like I said, this will take care of the cover undecorated, with the exception, of course, of the papers inside here. I will give you a quick overview of some kind of idea that I'm planning for it. Let me just check my time here. Okay, it's kind of getting a little bit late, so I don't want to take up too much time. All right, my glue down. It's time to refill my glue again. I swear I think I go through almost a bottle of glue for every project that I do. But I do like, I think it's better to do it up here. I do like using the Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1. I know a lot of people say they really have a hard time with it, and I have slight asthma, nothing serious. They tell me it's allergy induced, so I guess if I'm around cats or, you know, without my medication or something like that, and I just take regular old allergy pills. It's nothing fancy, but I do have allergies. It can start my asthma, and on some days when the air quality maybe isn't so great, I'm just going to kind of do that here as well, so it stays good and down. Yeah, I'm liking that. I am liking that. Okay. Yeah, so sometimes it'll act up a little bit, but I don't have I don't seem to have trouble, thank God, with the Fabri-Tac or the 3-in-1. I've been very, 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 very lucky with that. So, okay, this looks pretty lined up, I would say. Pretty straight. So let's hold my hand on that and get this down, get my glue down a little. And there goes my bubble. Okay. And this to go here. I said right now I just want to get a chunk of it down so I can do the rest without having to worry about holding it. So put that over there. Yeah. Okay, good. I scooted it down just a hair there. Okay. Okay. All right, so that's that. Now we'll go back up here and do the rest. So we have that, and once I'm done with this part, we'll go over a little bit of what I'm planning on for the front cover. So get this part glued down. It's not very exciting, I know, watching somebody put a whole bunch of glue on a piece of paper, but it is part of the process. Okay, there we go with that. Smooth this down. Okay, and there. Get that crease there. Okay, I am very happy with that. Okay, there are little ends I'm going to have to get glued, but that's okay. I'm also going to put the bronze corners on, but we are good with that. So I'm going to just, this is not happy. Because I really didn't let it dry before I tried curling the book, but that's okay. Most of that's going to get covered anyway with the signatures. It was just so that there was a little something underneath. So that's what we have at this point. So that's it. That's the inside of the book. Here's the outside of the book and the spine. One of the things that I know is going to go on the front is this. Whoops. This will, I'll just open this up so it's easier to see. Exactly how I'm doing this, I don't know. There'll be roses on the front. There'll be lace. I'm probably going to make some flaps and have other pockets, so this will be raised up a little bit more. Away from here, essentially, so there'll be tags and things in it. And the roses I'm going to use are the roses that you usually see me use when I just put some stuff around the books when I'm showing them. So they're regular silk flowers, so it's going to be a little bit bulky. I'm thinking I'm going to make it so that it can come on and off, so that if you want to lay the book a little more flat, of course you have the spine so it won't lay exactly flat, but I'll see as I go exactly what it is I want to do. But this is what I had wanted on the cover. I'm not sure about what I'm going to do yet on the back. I'm pretty sure this is going to go underneath this, and it's going to have to get glued down. So is this the right side? No, I think this is the right side. Sometimes, you know, these things fold over, but that's okay because it's going to get glued down. So that's going to be going here on the edge of the book, a little bit in from the edge, and all these guys will get glued down that don't want to cooperate right now. They're folded over. And other stuff, like I said, will be on top of it. Eventually you're going to get down to this, and this will be a tuck spot in here. There'll be something underneath here, and I'm probably just going to, on the back cover, a lot of stuff sticks to this, so I have to keep brushing it. This will probably also go here on the back cover. There may be something else, there may be nothing else. I may just leave it, and this will just get glued down on the back cover to match the front. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing these with the gold. I am using, well, I'm using a mix. I'm using a mix of bronze, gold, and even silver metal pieces on here, so I'm not sure that it would matter, but that can be done later. I'm not worried about that. So that is kind of where I am with this now. So like I said, this is going to get used on it as well. And these die cuts will also be part of what, because I'm going to be doing flips and flaps kind of thing, and I'm probably going to be using the die cuts to make holes and put acetate in and make it so that the tags go in and out. You can see, you know, the usual thing that we do. So that is what I am working on here thus far, and yeah, so that's what the book is going to look like. And I don't know, I'm thinking I wouldn't put this inside, but I will probably put something along the edge here somehow. I'm not sure. That'll come later. But yeah, so that's what we've got so far, guys. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's as much of a memory thing for me, so I'll know what to do next time when I want to do another cover like this. And so that's it. So in the meantime, everybody be happy, be safe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.